Hunter Biden blames George Clooney and Democrats for undermining his father. In a stunning and emotionally charged interview, Hunter Biden has unleashed a barrage of accusations against prominent Democrats, including Hollywood icon George Clooney, claiming they betrayed his father, President Joe Biden, ahead of the 2024 election. But here's where it gets controversial. Hunter not only defends his father's presidency, but also vehemently denies any connection to a bag of cocaine discovered in the White House, an incident now under FBI investigation. Could this be the scandal that reshapes public perception, or is it just another chapter in the Biden family's tumultuous saga? Let's dive in. For the second time in a week, Hunter Biden sat down for a raw, expletive-filled interview, this time with YouTuber Andrew Callahan, where he pulled no punches. Released on Monday, the conversation spanned from his highly publicized struggles with addiction and felony convictions to his scathing critique of those he believes stabbed his father in the back. Among his targets, George Clooney, whose July 2024 op-ed in the New York Times called for President Biden to step down. Hunter's response was blistering. "What right do you have undermine a man who's dedicated 52 years of his life to this country?" He demanded, his frustration palpable. And this is the part most people miss. While the interview touched on Hunter's personal battles, from his drug addiction to the loss of his brother, its core was a calculated takedown of those he accuses of derailing his father's presidency. From CNN's Jake Tapper to political heavyweights like David Axelrod and James Carville, Hunter spared no one. Even senior Biden aide Anita Dunn found herself in his crosshairs. But why now? And what does this say about the fractures within the Democratic Party? Hunter argues that vultures within the party pounced on his father's vulnerabilities, particularly during his bout with COVID-19 in July 2024. The pictures of him getting on and off the plane were devastating, and then the vultures descended, he recalled. This followed President Biden's widely criticized debate performance against Donald Trump in June, which Hunter attributed to exhaustion and sleeping pills. He looked like a deer in the headlights, Hunter admitted, acknowledging how such moments fueled narratives at his father's decline. But here's the twist. Hunter insists these narratives are overblown. Despite his father aiding in the public eye, he argues physical frailty doesn't equate to mental incapacity. "My dad grew old in front of everybody's eyes, but he still has the mental capacity to lead," he asserted. Yet this claim clashes with reports, including Clooney's op-ed and Jake Tapper's book, suggesting President Biden's cognitive decline. Tapper even claimed Biden didn't recognize Clooney at a 2024 fundraiser, a detail Hunter vehemently denies. Clooney is trying to rationalize why he tried to cut the knees out from a sitting president, he fired back. Here's where it gets even more contentious. Hunter also addressed his own legal troubles, including felony convictions for gun charges and tax evasion, which led to a controversial pardon from his father during his final weeks in office. President Trump has since questioned the pardon's validity, leaving Hunter fearful of potential retaliation. "I'm afraid for the people I love," he confessed, highlighting the ongoing threats of lawsuits and criminal probes. Amid the chaos, Hunter shared a personal note about his father's recent prostate cancer diagnosis, calling him strong and in great health otherwise. Yet the question lingers, can President Biden truly continue to lead? Or is the Democratic Party's future at stake? As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Hunter Biden's interview is more than a family feud. It's a window into the deep divisions within the Democratic Party and the high-stakes battle for its soul. But what do you think? Is Hunter justified in his accusations? Or is he deflecting from his own controversies? Or concerns about President Biden's fitness for office valid? Or are they politically motivated attacks? Let us know in the comments. This is one debate you won't want to miss. Hunter Biden speaks out. The inside story of the 2024 election fallout. Imagine a world where the son of a former president is on a mission to clear his family's name and restore their legacy. This is the story of Hunter Biden, who is currently on a grudge tour, speaking out against those he believes wronged his father, President Joe Biden. But here's where it gets controversial. Hunter's actions have sparked a heated debate about the role of family in politics and the consequences of their actions. As the Democratic Party struggles to come to terms with their loss in the 2024 presidential election, Hunter Biden is lashing out at prominent figures like George Clooney, who he believes pressured his father to drop out of the race, Clooney's op-ed in the New York Times, which discussed President Biden's decline, may have been the final nail in the coffin, but it was just one of many factors that led to the president's decision to step down. The aftermath of the election has seen a significant shift to the right, with the Trump administration implementing policies like mass deportation efforts, downsizing the federal government, and cutting taxes primarily for the wealthy. And this is the part most people miss. The impact of these policies will be felt for years to come, affecting millions of Americans who will lose their health insurance and see their rights eroded. Hunter Biden's criticism of Clooney and other Democratic luminaries has been met with skepticism, with many wondering if he is simply trying to deflect attention from his own controversies. His excuse for his father's poor debate performance, that he was tired and on sleep aids, has raised eyebrows, and many are questioning whether this is a valid reason for such a critical failure. The controversy surrounding Hunter Biden, including allegations of trading on his family's name to secure work for foreign companies, has allowed Trump and Republicans to attack President Biden's integrity. While there was no proof of wrongdoing, the investigations and accusations have undoubtedly damaged the Biden presidency. The special counsel investigation into Hunter Biden's illegal ownership of a firearm and tax evasion has been a sideshow, but one that has likely contributed to the perception that the Biden family is embroiled in scandal. President Biden's decision to pardon his son and others on his way out of office will likely tarnish his legacy, even as it predicts the Trump administration's use of the Department of Justice to pursue political enemies. As the Democratic Party prepares to conduct an autopsy on their loss, they are sidestepping the issue of President Biden's decision to bow out of the race, as well as the campaign of Vice President Kamala Harris. But is this a mistake? Shouldn't they be examining the actual causes of their defeat rather than ignoring the elephant in the room? Rep. President Richie Torres of Texas has argued that a Democratic nominee would have benefited from a primary process and exposure to voters, which is a fundamental principle of politics. Meanwhile, Representative Eric Swalwell of California is looking to the future rather than dwelling on the past. As the debate rages on, one thing is clear. The Biden family's legacy is complex and multifaceted, and their actions will have far-reaching consequences for American politics. So, we have to ask, should anyone pay attention to Hunter Biden? Is he a credible voice, or is he simply trying to redeem his family's reputation? The answer is not straightforward, and it's up to each of us to decide. But one thing is certain. The controversy surrounding Hunter Biden is far from over, and it will be fascinating to see how it all plays out. What do you think? Should Hunter Biden be given a platform, or is he a distraction from the real issues at hand? Let us know in the comments.